So let's take a little bit of a look at the dual active Walkinshaw exhaust. They're dual active because they actually have both tips that are open. You'll have a look underneath and you'll see this one has the bimodal fitted. Hopefully you can see that valve there. And I don't think you can see it, but I can. There's a bit of a shadow. So in the inside tip there is actually a butterfly valve that sits kind of like that. And when you turn the bimodal off, it closes, reroutes the exhaust back through the muffler and out only one side. And it quietens it down a fair bit, particularly at idle or low revs. Okay, so we can see them down there. Neatens it up a bit. 1 3/4 inch 4-into-1 collectors, so they're all tuned length into a 3-inch 4-piece section at the bottom. Small section about 6 inches long, just before the cats. You can see there. Pretty cool, ceramic coated headers. The issue I've had with the ceramic coated headers is that through the polishing process they leave some small little beads that stick to the inside of them, and apparently when they fit them they're supposed to give them a good clean out and make sure there's no beads left, but there's a small handful left in these, and for a while I heard this scratchy tinny noise, and it was as I said, a small amount of beads in between the exhaust headers and the cats, and they were making a bit of noise. So I sorted that out, but there was still an ongoing issue with noise, and in particular with the intermediate section. The intermediate section, as we'll see in a minute on these things, has got two quite long resonators, hot dogs as some people may call them. We'll have a bit of a squeeze at those sections, so you can see there the dirty looking cats. Intermediates, those long hot dogs that travel right through to there and exit at about 3 inch. Now I had some problems with those, and you can see this is a newer design than the ones that came with it, and they've got these extra bracing brackets on them. You can see just there at the end of the hot dogs there's those small steel sections welded on. Then if they don't have those brackets welded on, chances are you may have the same problem that I had, and that is that the internal baffles in them come loose and they start to rattle at low revs under load. It's a bit intermittent, it's a little bit hard to recreate, and when you're on the highway cruising sometimes that can be pretty constant, which will annoy the hell out of you if that's happening. If it is happening to you, then it's chances are the baffles in those intermediate hot dogs have let go. So Holden thankfully through Walkinshaw replaced that section recently, and as I said, the new design, yeah, it's solved the problem, so really happy with that. Cat, hot dog, little brackets come through and into these Walkinshaw stamped stainless mufflers. Bimodal valve, which has been retrofitted to these, just off the standard VF Series 2 SS, and then the Walkinshaw tips. Can be a little bit of a bugger to keep clean. Obviously the exhaust gases there, they do stain, and particularly in this section here in between the two can be a bit of a pain. You've got to get your fingers and a small rag right through there to clean it up, and so invariably those tips just through normal driving around usually look a bit grubby, but nice and wide, 3.5 inches, looks pretty cool. Sounds awesome as well, so let's start it up.